several places in the country that we can easily say before they excavate the ancient city, they build the modern city on the top of the history. That's why there are still so many things under the ground. Like Kuşadası, as I said, there is nothing to see from that time period, but it's all under the ground. Like Istanbul, you have chance to see the most important buildings, but the rest is under the ground. They are not allowed to do anything, to build anything without getting permission to dig or without getting any permission. They are not allowed to do anything in Istanbul. So those are the good samples to tell. In all around the country, if we say, there is a huge history. So this is Turkey. This was called Asian Minor in very early ancient times, and it became Anatolia, Anadolu in the Ottoman time. It's still called Anadolu. And it is Turkey right now, Turkish Republic. The whole country has a huge importance. This is Mediterranean Sea, Aegean Sea, where you see from the hotel as well. Marmara Sea, Black Sea. So just because of the commercial ships to pass through in the ancient times, just because this was on the way to Silk Road, the country is the landwise. The location of the country was very important. Was and is. So that's why we had 23 different civilizations in the past. So we know the main ones like Hittite, Ionians, Lydians, Greek, Roman, Byzantine, Ottoman. But after us, Italy and Spain comes with 6 different civilizations, with the main ones. So imagine there is a huge history in the country. Wherever you walk on, wherever you step on, you can be sure that there is the history under your feet. So, as I said, this was called Asian Minor in the early ancient times, and the Turks, they were coming from Central Asia. They came and they became colonies as the Muslims. They became Muslim first, and they started to conquer the lands. Their main plan was conquering Constantinople, which is Istanbul today. Maybe you had the guide in Istanbul and you got the informations. Yeah. So as you saw and as you know, the city had and has two sections, like Asian and Europe, and there is the canal Bosphorus between the two parts, which made the city one of the important cities, because the city was just like a bridge between the parts. That's why most of the civilizations tried to conquer Constantinople. It was under the Roman control, and it was the capital city of Romans. And the Turks came to Bursa first. Bursa became the first capital city of Ottomans. You were there, or you will go there?
We went there.
You went there. Did you like it?
Oh,
You visited the mosques, yeah. In the winter time, there is a chance to go up to the hill, Snowy Mountain, if you go to Bursa. So Bursa is the first capital city of Ottomans, because it was the closest city they conquered here, and they tried to conquer Constantinople through the sea. So if we say from like the beginning of 1200s, if the Ottoman period started, it went up to 1923. It was the whole Ottoman period. But until 1453, until Fatih Sultan Mehmet, most of the sultans tried to conquer Constantinople, but they were not successful. Maybe you remember the information from your guide. But finally, in one night, by Fatih Sultan Mehmet, by carrying the ships from the land to the sea with manpower, they conquered Constantinople in one night. It is easy to tell, but not easy to explain. Not easy to do it at that time period. Anyway, behind us right now, and the distance is 7 miles from the ancient city to the sea today. It's filled up by the silt, which came from the river. That's why there is a distance like 7 miles. I will inform you about the city in general later. So just I wanted to show you that area. It was all these parts were covered by the sea in the ancient times too. So as I said, they live all together. Synagogues, churches, mosques were all next to each other. My friend. Today, if you ask me the percentage of the Muslim population in Turkey, it's about 99%. The rest is mixture, but we love to live all together, just like in the other countries. We have the synagogues, churches, mosques next to each other in generally the main big cities.
Yeah, we can see the harmony, you know.
After the end of 1800s, the Ottomans started to lose power. Then the hero came. As we talked before, Atatürk, you maybe heard the name of him. Mustafa Kemal Atatürk. He was born in 1881 in Saloniki, in the part of Greece right now, but it was under the control of our land at that time period. Then the Greek people conquered that area. They came here. He went to army. He became soldier. Then he was the commander who founded the Turkish Republic in 1923. So as I said, he tried to create a modern Islamic country. He firstly changed the clothes style. In the Ottoman times, they had very tough rules. The ladies had to wear burqas, and they were using Arabic alphabet, and they had very tough rules. So Atatürk wanted to let everyone free. First, he changed the clothes style. They were all wanted whatever they needed to want. They wanted to do. So later, he changed the alphabet. We are using Latin alphabet right now, and he was the first teacher who created our language and who taught us as well. Then later he tried to create a democratic country, but I'm not sure if I'm living in a democratic country. So just because in all around the world there are the problems, similar problems like that. Sometimes we are feeling like we are watching everything, like we are watching a movie on television. We are not understanding, but it's very hard to rule the countries if we try to put ourselves into a leader's position. We had so many enemies because of the location of the country, so we still have the enemies just because of the same reasons, and it's very hard to rule the country like that. Anyway, the whole country has 81 million people. Our capital city is Ankara, in the center. It is like the heart of the city. It became the capital city in 1923. So it is still a capital city today, which is not the biggest city. 5.5 million people there is in Ankara. In Istanbul, more than 15 million people, but we say second largest. Izmir is the third largest, which has 4.4 million people, which you already flew there yesterday. So there are totally 7 regions in the country: Aegean region, Marmara region, Black Sea region, Mediterranean, Middle Anatolia, Eastern and Southeastern. There are totally 7 regions. Totally you will be seeing 3 regions, as I guess: Marmara, Aegean and Middle Anatolia, because you will go to Cappadocia.
Yeah.
So 3 regions you will gonna see. The speciality of this region will be, the first thing that I can say will be the olives and olive trees. If the people are eating olives, olive oil from Italy, Spain, Greece and Turkey, this is where we are producing and selling outside of the country. I have hay fever too. I'm sorry if with my noses blocks. Sometimes I hardly speak. So agriculture is one of the main income. As you see, the trees, beauties, orange mandarin trees there are, which is the end of the season. Those are all peach trees. The season is coming. Peach, apricot, pomegranate, figs, all the seasons for them are coming. Olives are everywhere. And after October, it's the season to pick the olives. That's why we are having chance to eat healthy, traditional healthy and local food at this part of the country. Tomorrow on the way to Pamukkale, you will see olive trees, fig trees. Fig is the main thing in Aydın city. So it's growing up right now. After August we eat it. And plus strawberry farms we will see tomorrow. It is exactly the season that you eat big, sweet and natural
true.
strawberries that we can have chance to stop and eat it tomorrow if you want. So Meryem Efes, Artemis bir program. So according to our program, I forgot to inform you about the program. We have Virgin Mary's House, Ephesus, and the Temple of Artemis in our program. And according to our program, just because of the direction, we better to start from the House of Virgin Mary first, which is at the top of that mountains. Then on the way back, we are driving down, and the upper gate of Ephesus will be on the way. And we will start from the upper gate. We will walk down to the lower gate. And we will be finishing the best and the hardest part of the day after we finish Ephesus. Then we can do whatever we want after we finish.
So
Ephesus.
quick question.
Yeah.
I heard the temple of Maryam alayhi salam is here.
House of
House.
Virgin Mary is here.
Wasn't she in Middle East? How did she come here?
So I will give you all that information. She was in Jerusalem. She
Oh, yeah.
came from Jerusalem to here, and I will give you all the informations right now on the way. Then I am planning to give you free time when we reach there because it's very peaceful area.
Okay.
You don't have to believe. I'm not talking to you, but
Yeah.
all the people who is believing the different beliefs.
Yeah.
They are going there and enjoying that peaceful
Sure,
area, but
sure.
it's very important for the Muslims and the Christians.
Right.
So this is the entrance of Ephesus. We will be here on the way back. We will start from here. We will walk down to the lower gate. So
Oh, the other question I have, like, where's the cave of?
seven syllables.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that on the way?
It is very close by.
Okay.
If you would like to see, I can
Sure.
take you there. But the one that we have in here, it's not the Islamic one.
Okay.
It is the Christian one.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
The early Christians hide themselves because the pagan people were killing
Killing
them.
them. Yeah.
So they hide themselves. Then after they understood, they lived there they slept there about 250 years.
Yes. And this is actually in the Quran.
Yes,
We believe on that.
Yes.
300.
Yes. The story over
the
here.
Surah Al-Kahf.
How do we call that?
Suratul Kahf. The Ashabul Kahf.
Ashabul Kahf. Yes, I knew
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So,
People
but
of
this is the Christian one. In the Christian belief and the Muslim belief, there are 33 something in all around the world with both beliefs, caves like that.
Yeah.
So it became the church later that they dedicated to the people who slept there as the early Christians.
Yes.
So
Is
this
it
is the
possible
Christian one.